Everyone thinks another smart ring is just a fancy step counter with a sleep score, but here is the thing. The Prevention Circul Plus ring is closer to a pocket sleep lab than a lifestyle gadget because it continuously tracks oxygen saturation and even estimates blood pressure with calibration. Wait, blood pressure from a ring? I know, sounds like marketing fluff. But after 3 weeks of testing, including 9 overnight sessions, multiple cuff calibrations, and side-by-side comparisons with a chest strap and a fingertip oximeter, my take flipped. I found real, actionable data that changed how I sleep and train. And I also uncovered a few quirks you should know before you buy. Before we dive into what I discovered, quick heads up. If you are already curious and want to snag the best current price, the link is below. But stick around, because what surprised me most is not what the marketing highlights, and it might be the deciding factor for you. I went hunting for something beyond pretty graphs. My sleep felt off. I snore occasionally, wake groggy, and standard wearables kept telling me everything was fine. Been there with Oura and Fitbit. Great at sleep staging, not great at telling me whether my oxygen is dipping at 3 am. I wanted continuous SpO2, not snapshots. I also wanted to see how stress, late-night meals, and training days were nudging my blood pressure over time. Was I skeptical a ring could deliver? Absolutely. I have tried devices that promised cuffless BP and delivered guesswork. But the Circul Plus pitched calibration with my cuff, continuous oximetry, skin temperature trends, and vibration alerts when oxygen drops. If it could flag real events and produce reports I could actually show my doctor, I was in. First, overnight oxygen monitoring. I set the ring's threshold alert to 90% and wore it on my index finger, snug but not constrictive. Night 1, the app produced a minute-by-minute SpO2 and heart rate trace. At 4:12 am, a dip to 89% popped up. I cross-checked with a medical fingertip oximeter as soon as I woke and ran a manual breathing test. Readings were within 1–2%, but then I repeated overnight testing on my back versus my side. On back sleep nights, I saw multiple brief dips into the low 90s with a couple of alerts. Side sleep nights were cleaner. Interesting, but then I tried a late dinner and a glass of wine, more microdrops and higher resting heart rate. The pattern was obvious in the graph. Next, blood pressure trending. You calibrate the ring using a standard cuff, 3 readings at rest, then the ring estimates throughout the day. At baseline, the Circul Plus was typically within about 7 mmHg of my Omron cuff for systolic and 4–6 mmHg for diastolic when I was seated, hand at heart level. After a brisk 20-minute walk and coffee, it drifted a touch more, especially if I wore it loosely. Remedy was reseating it and recalibrating weekly. Is it a medical replacement? No. But as a trend line, it mapped morning spikes after salty meals surprisingly well. Workout heart rate was next. I ran 30 minutes of intervals with a Polar H10 chest strap as reference. The mean heart rate was within 3 BPM of the strap, with a slight lag on sudden spikes and drops, think 2–3 seconds behind during sprint transitions. For steady runs or zone training, it was fine. For hardcore interval timing, a chest strap still wins. Comfort and battery. The Circul Plus uses an open, adjustable ring design, not a sleek jewelry-style band. It is a bit bulkier than Oura or ultrahuman. I used the included spacers to dial fit. No slipping at night, but after 8 hours I did get a minor imprint, nothing painful. Battery-wise, I consistently got about 12–14 hours with continuous SpO2 on, closer to 36–40 hours with mixed daytime tracking and no overnight logging. It topped up in roughly 80–90 minutes on the charger. The app lets you export PDF and CSV reports and set vibration alerts for low oxygen, crucial for actionable feedback versus passive tracking. Here is where it gets interesting. My most surprising discovery was how the vibration alert at a 90% SpO2 threshold nudged me to change position and stop a dip before it cascaded. Over 9 nights, those microcorrections correlated with fewer morning headaches and better energy. Is that placebo or causation? I cannot prove causation, but the data trends were consistent and I felt the difference. I invested 3 weeks testing in different conditions, late meals, travel, hard training days, and compared against a cuff and fingertip oximeter. Compared to lifestyle rings, Circul Plus is less about pretty readiness scores and more about physiological signals you can act on. On a hike around 7,000 feet, my oxygen dropped to 90–93% on climbs, exactly when I felt short of breath, useful context I do not get from typical rings. As for the too good to be true factor, cuffless BP is not a diagnosis tool. If you need clinical-grade blood pressure, use a cuff. But for seeing how your mornings differ from evenings or how sodium and sleep affect your trend, the Circul Plus did its job, provided you calibrate properly, wear it snug, and recalibrate weekly. So 3 reasons you need to try this. 1. Continuous, actionable oxygen monitoring with vibration alerts that can actually change your night in real time. 2. Calibrated blood pressure trends that reveal patterns your standard wearables miss: morning surges, stress bumps, and late-night meal effects. 3. Doctor-friendly reports. Minute-by-minute SpO2, HR, and temperature trends you can export and bring to an appointment, especially if you suspect snoring or sleep-disordered breathing. Now that you know the Circul Plus is about actionable health signals, not just scores, you will want to grab it while it is in stock and before any promo pricing shifts. Link is in the description for the best current price, and I will keep it updated if deals change. Bottom line, if your priority is real health signals, oxygen drops, BP trends, heart rate during sleep, over sleek jewelry vibes, the Prevention Circul Plus ring delivers meaningful data. It is for snorers, shift workers, high-altitude athletes, data-driven folks, and anyone who wants night-by-night oxygen visibility. Skip it if you want a fashion-first ring or need clinical-grade blood pressure. For me, this turned guesses into graphs and nudges into better mornings. Here is what nobody tells you: once you see your oxygen in real time, it is hard to go back to blind sleep tracking.